thank you for joining me. I'm Piper Ann Patterson, Miss Kentucky Junior High 2021, and I'm very excited to welcome you to Book It to B.R.A.V.E. If you're a first-time listener, you might be asking yourself, well, what is Book It to B.R.A.V.E. and why is it important to me? I'm so glad you asked. Book It to B.R.A.V.E. is one of my personal platforms aimed at empowering others to read out loud while being brave, which stands for building respect and values for everyone. I used to avoid reading or even speaking in public for fear of getting teased or made fun of, especially since I had seen so many others be bullied for the same thing. But luckily, I learned to be true to myself and not let the fear of others stop me from sharing my voice, while also sharing my love for reading. Because as I always say, readers make leaders. So I'm leading the charge by reading one children's story each night and posting it live to my YouTube channel. I will also be donating each book that is read to various charities, shelters, and daycares around my beloved state of Kentucky. Hoping to inspire you all tonight to find your voice and volunteer to make a difference in someone's life, and remembering to be brave. It truly does take a lot of courage. So here we go. Tonight's story is Marry Me, Smurfette. Everyone in Smurf Village loves Smurfette. When they saw her coming, the Smurfs fought over who could give her a gift and flowers and hoping to make her fall in love with them. One day, Smurfette came to the Smurf Village with a very important question. I've come to ask you for some advice, she said. Don't you Smurf that I should get married? Get married? Asked the Smurfs, thinking it was their lucky day. Marry me, Smurfette, said one Smurf. Why would she marry you? When she could marry me, asked another Smurf. You're completely smurfed. She's going to marry me, said a third Smurf. Stop, said Smurfette. I'll marry the Smurf who brings me the moon. That night the Smurfs stayed awake, thinking about how they could get the moon out of the sky so they could give it to Smurfette. Hefty Smurf found a long pole and went outside to see if he could use the pole as a vault. If I jump high enough, he thought, I could grab the moon. But Hefty didn't get too far. He missed the moon and fell to the ground. Whee! I see the stars and planets. And yes, the moon. I have it. Tomorrow, I will give it to Smurfette. At another spot in the village, Jokey Smurf had a bow and arrow attached to a long rope. When I capture the moon with this arrow, he thought, Smurfette will marry me. Jokey thought he only missed the moon by a few inches, but he didn't miss Hefty Smurf. Jokey's arrow hit Hefty in the behind. Piece of Smurf, yelled Hefty, rubbing his bottom as he ran after Jokey. Poet Smurf came up with a creative idea. When he saw the moon reflection in the river, he thought, maybe I could catch it with a net, he said. Poet tried very hard, but he didn't catch the reflection. Handy Smurf hoped his engineering skills would work in his favor and began designing a rocket that would take him to space. My plans are, Smurfy, this rocket will take me to the moon. Dreamy Smurf's plan was simple. Smurfette wants the moon, so I'll just cut one out for her out of paper. There, it's perfect. Tomorrow I'll be Mr. Smurfette. The next day the Smurfs gave Smurfette all kinds of moons. She was very surprised. You are too cute, she said. But to ask for the moon is a saying. It's like asking for something impossible. I didn't realize you would Smurf it seriously. As for getting married, Smurfette continued, I came here to tell you that I think I'm still too young. After all, besides, if I had to choose one of you to marry, I would never be able to decide. I love you all. Smurfette blew a kiss and waved goodbye to the Smurfs as she headed home. The Smurfs were very sad to see Smurfette go. Even Papa Smurf couldn't stifle a long sigh. Smurfette is right, he said. She is a little too young, and she would feel very awful if she saw you crying because of her. I say we Smurf a little party to make us feel better. The Smurfs danced, sang, and had a Smurftastic time. Even Grumpy Smurf. He was in a Smurfy mood, but he tried not to let it show. The Smurfs were having so much fun. This is exactly what the Smurfs needed to feel better. And before long, they had a happy hearts again. The end. Please like and share my page, and thank you again. Signing off for today, I am Piper Ann Patterson, Miss Kentucky Junior High 2021. Reminding you that in a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind. And together, I know we can end bullying. Thank you, and be sure to share a smile. Bye!